everybody. Welcome to Era TV. Daniel Terry here with you along with my co-host. Yes, John Diamond. And another big show on tap for you this week, folks. John, what do we got in store for everybody?
Well, we actually have another tryout match.
Really?
This one's a little different. This one's a triple threat. Two people we saw last week, JL Lightning, James Storm, and a newcomer, Superstar J Stakka.
Superstar J Stakka. Heard a little bit about him. Don't know too much about him though. Just what we've been told. But I can tell you this: if he has anywhere near the performance that the other two individuals in that match had for us last week, it's going to be a good match.
Now we also have Pure Platinum, Paul Troy, and Wild Willy D, which I'm sure makes you happy because of Willie. But what's important is tonight's main event. Noah Richards, television champion Payne, taking on David Michaels and Draven Lee.
Yeah, a little bit shocked to come in and find out that match got signed. I didn't really expect that to be for TV. That's a match I would assume would have been carried over to one of our live events.
Now, what I don't want to see tonight in that tag team match is what happened last week. Noah Richards getting cheated from bell to bell.
How did he get cheated?
You saw what Kevin Courageous was doing.
Well, sure, I saw what he was doing. He was doing the same kind of stuff that Noah Richards does.
Noah does not do anything like that. You know what? We got time for this. We're going to go to the triple threat match. I got to calm down. Let's just go to the match.
That's a good idea. Folks, we're going to take you on up to the ring.
All right, John, here we go. This one right here, you got some speedsters in the ring.
We got another tryout, except this time it's a triple threat match.
Yeah, well, occasionally you'll have that. You'll have an odd guy, which just so happened we didn't have an opponent for J Stakka. All these gentlemen from the state of Georgia, and we've got two guys that we actually saw last week. Got a lot of positive feedback from the Era fans. And we decided to go ahead, give them an opportunity to wrestle J Stakka. And I know all these guys, man, they're speedsters.
I was about to say that it looks like Johnny Storm and J Stakka will start to form an alliance, but that alliance ended just as quickly as it began, didn't it?
Well, when you're battling it out with somebody for a job, you're not going to stay friends for too long, now are you?
No, you're not. And these three guys are fighting for a position, more or less.
I tell you what, man, this J Stakka, I've heard a lot of things about him, but this is really my first opportunity to get to watch him in the ring. From what I've heard, very agile, very, very quick, and got an attitude problem too, I've heard. I don't know.
No, it looks to me like if you chop him, he's going to chop you back. Because he lit Johnny Storm up just a second ago.
And there you see a big hip toss coming out of the corner by Lightning. And Storm cuts him off with a kick to the stomach and an Irish whip into the corner and a big splash there, John.
Like we said before, when it comes to these two guys, Johnny Storm, he has a size advantage.
Well, he does have a size advantage.
And last week it paid off.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you this, JL Lightning, this kid, he's fast, and if you blink your eyes, you may miss the end of this match because you never know when he's going to get this thing and get a pinfall. He's so fast.
Well, that's true. I mean, he had a lot of close calls last week. He almost won numerous times. Looks like J Stakka's taking a break. He went outside the ring.
Now, Lightning did something smart right there. He kind of hung out in the corner for a bit and let Storm wear himself out hitting those suplexes, and then he comes right in and takes over.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. I think he's slowed the pace down a little bit so he can catch his breath, but it looks like Storm cut him off there. What? Baseball slide to Superstar J Stakka from the outside.
I started to say, man, from the camera angle that we had, I didn't really catch that. Glad you were paying attention, John.
Oh, I see it all. And he's back to work on Superstar, but we can't see it from this angle. What's he doing?
I have no idea what's going on.
Is he waiting
right
on him? Is he
We're
measuring
trying to
up?
get a camera over there.
Moonsault off the apron.
Moonsault, yeah.
He took out both guys.
And we get there just in time to see the carnage, I guess it's left.
I don't think the cameraman expected any of this. I know I didn't. See, he's smart here. He's leaving Superstar J Stakka outside the ring. He's taking one man in there, one-on-one. He already has the upper hand.
Well, it's very difficult. People need to understand that you can't really achieve a victory with another guy always coming in and breaking it up. You have to neutralize someone and then single out the other guy to try to get a victory. And misses a big moonsault right there, and here comes J Stakka.
He's going to capitalize, or he's going to try anyway. He went for a backbreaker?
Yep, backbreaker delivered. And an elbow drop.
Looks like JL Lightning's taking a break. Letting these two go at it while he catches his breath.
I don't know about
and a big drop kick.
J Stakka right there. Most of these folks that's in the building here with us, they're, air execs. And they're kids. I don't know if I was J Stakka if I'd really be shouting at them too much.
No, not the smartest thing to do.
But here we got Lightning going up to the second rope, hitting Storm some big shots. And what's he got here?
Big hurricane.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, this guy, he is impressive. And we saw him in a losing effort last week, but last week again, so impressive, both of these guys.
I think that loss last week lit a fire under him. He has something to prove.
Oh, man.
He suplexed him on top of Johnny Storm.
Very nice. And J Stakka is also making a great impression.
See, he done the smart thing too. Throw one guy out, work over the other guy. Big elbow off the second rope. That could be a 3. Guess not.
J Stakka, I tell you what, man, he's a cocky individual.
He don't notice that Johnny Storm's up, does he?
No, a kip up and a big clothesline there from Storm. And here he goes right after Lightning and suplexes him back in the ring. I guess hindsight's 20/20 on something like that, but I'm sure if Storm looks back on this match, he'll probably be wishing he would have just punched the guy in the face, knocked him off the apron, and went after Stakka. What in the world is this?
It's a cradle DDT, isn't it?
Yeah, man, that was an impressive move. You don't see that every day.
No, not very often at all. But he's going for the pin. He tried to capitalize on Johnny Storm's cradle DDT, but it didn't pay off.
Well, I tell you, lugging Lightning around, Storm may have kind of wore himself out a little bit.
It seems like it.
Here you got Stakka was making an attempt, I think, to go to the top, and he's cut off by Lightning, and a big slam off the second rope, and you can see that was painful. And a big spear. We saw that from Storm last week, and he's going to go ahead and go for a pin attempt right here.
1, 2, no.
Kick out. And J Stakka better be getting back involved in this match, because this thing may be close to being over.
Oh!
And another big move right there by Storm, and going for another pin attempt, and Stakka in there to break it up, John.
Well, he's hitting JL Lightning with everything he's got. I mean, and the kid keeps kicking out. He hit him with a big spear. He hit him with that reverse Death Valley driver, but still, he just keeps kicking out. And now he's going to hit him with it.
Well, it looks like it. And he does. But, I don't know that he's got enough juice left to make the cover. And here you got Lightning coming back. Man, I tell you what, these guys are very impressive. Their cardio, man, has got to be through the roof. We're not used to seeing this kind of pace cut here in air wrestling.
Both feet connect right to the face.
They better watch out. Don't get over and knock Justin Sperling down. They're liable to get suspended before they get started.
Ain't that the truth? Oh, it looks like he's going to go for it again. This time to Johnny Storm, and it connects right in the face. He needs to capitalize.
Groggy, but he is back up. And what do we got right here?
Flip. 1, 2, 3. He got him.
It looked like he might have been under the rope there, John.
I agree with you, but Justin Sperling says he got him, and your winner is JL Lightning.
Well, he redeems himself after a loss last week, and what a great showing from these guys.
Well, speaking of great showings, it looks like Superstar J Stakka is not done showing off yet because he just hit that Samoan Bulldog.
Are you in the woods about where to find Era TV once it goes off the air? Well, don't get angry. We have a solution. Just head over to EraWrestling.com for all the news and information you'd ever want to know about Era Wrestling. And don't forget, we're also on Twitter for all you tweeters out there. So, getting a little happier now? Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Happier now? Thought so. Era Wrestling. We are everywhere. Would you like to see Era Wrestling for free? All you have to do, head over to EraWrestling.com, send us a question or comment, and if we read it on the air, you'll receive a free admission to the Era event. Head on over to EraWrestling.com now. Alright, John, here we got pretty much a newcomer. He's worked for us a couple times here in Air Wrestling. Pure Platinum Paul Troy taking on Wild Willy D.
Ain't nobody cares about either one of these guys. What matters is tonight's main event.
Well, it does matter. I'm looking forward to the main event myself, John, but you know, every match matters.
Not as much as tonight's main event. David Michaels, Draven Lee, stupidly get in the ring with the Era Television Champion Payne and Noah Richards. Now let's just break it down now. Just weeks ago, Payne defeated David Michaels for that television championship. And last time we saw him in the ring with Draven Lee, he left him laying. So why would they get in the ring with him in a tag team match tonight?
'Cause they need a job? I don't know.
Well, they're going to get a job.
Well, they're
keeping the hospital beds warm.
Well, they were asked to perform in the match, and that's what they're going to do. They're wrestlers. That's what they get paid to do. And I just don't see either one of those guys turning down a match just because they lost one earlier.
I'm telling you, the smartest thing they could have done was stayed home.
Well, anyway, here we got Paul Troy going to work on Willie and whipping him into the corner right here, and a big splash from Paul.
That serves Willie D right. You saw what he done, Noah Richards.
Are you still talking about that?
Stomping on his feet, knocked him out of flip-flops.
That was about a month ago. Move on. Move on.
Hey,
He already got a rematch with Willie.
And what happened?
Well, that's my point. Move on.
Well, I moved on. I'm just bringing up facts. That's all I'm doing. Like the fact that was an armbar. See? Facts.
Yeah, it was an armbar. Yes, it was. And here Willie making his way back to his feet. Now, Paul Troy's a guy that came into Air Wrestling early on, and we really was expecting big things from Paul. And he's took some time off recently and just making his way back to Air Wrestling.
Well, see, old Justin Sperling, that got squashed right there. See, now, if he would have hit into Justin Sperling, which one would have got suspended? The man who hit him?
Well, in my opinion, neither one should be suspended, but I don't make that call. But
Well, so you just said you expected big things out of Paul Troy. You just saw it. He just did a hip toss to 2 tons of fun there. That's as big as you're going to get.
John, I tell you what, man. He continues to stay on the arm, and that's a good game plan from Paul. And I guess, what's this, a crossface he's trying to position into here?
I think old Willie D should just tap.
Well, you got Justin Sperlin asking him if that's what he wants to do, but looks like he's rolling out of it right here in a pin attempt.
He almost got the 3. I'll give him credit.
That shows you, John. Hang in there, man. You never know when things will turn in your favor.
Well, it's not going to turn in David Michaels and Draven Lee's favor tonight, I can tell you that.
And why would you say that?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just making a prediction.
Well,
just like I predict that things would have went a lot better for Noah Richard if I was in his corner last week. Look at that. 1,
I don't see how any difference.
3. Really just 1.
There you go. Are you saying man ought to give up? Mary just pulls out a big win this week. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Would you like to see Arrow Wrestling for free? All you have to do, head over to arrowwrestling.com, send us a question or comment, and if we read it on the air, you'll receive a free admission to the Arrow event. Head on over to arrowwrestling.com now. Are you in the woods about where to find Arrow TV once it goes off the air? Well, don't get angry. We have a solution. Just head over to arrowwrestling.com for all the news and information you'd ever want to know about Arrow Wrestling. And don't forget, we're also on Twitter for all you tweeters out there. So, getting a little happier now? Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Happier now? Thought so. Arrow Wrestling. We are everywhere.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the match. Wild Willy D, a big winner this week.
Who cares about Wild Willy D? We got a great tag team main event coming up right now.
Yes, we do. We got our main event coming up, folks, and looking forward to that. But, you know, you barely called the match in Willie's match. I mean, I know you don't care. That's all well and good. I know all you care about is Noah and Payne, but
I should be ringside.
Your job's here, John. You're going to have to call the match.
You know, you don't like the way I'm calling the matches. You don't like my commentary. Why don't you do it yourself?
Well, I can do it myself.
Go right ahead.
I didn't give you this job. Doc Hall gave you this job. Where are you going?
You'll see.
Ever since the Old West, America has looked to heroes. Men who would take on all challenges and overcome all obstacles. Arrow now has that hero, a hero you can depend on. He is the Arrow television champion. He is Payne, a man of greatness who transcends normal men. A man who makes headlines everywhere he goes. He is the definition of strength. And with trustworthy Noah Richards in his corner, watching his back at all times, they will succeed in preventing all injustices. They are Arrow's finest heroes, Payne and Noah Richards. Paid for by Coalition, keep Payne the Arrow Television Champion forever and ever and a day.
Hello everybody, welcome back. And as you guys can see on your screen right now, John Diamond has made his way down to ringside. I don't have any idea what's going on here. But we've got a pretty interesting match that's going to go on here in the ring. Noah Richards and Payne going to be taking on the former television champion David Michaels and the new #1 contender for that title, Draven Lee. And I'm kind of looking forward to see how these guys operate as a tag team. I've never seen them tag up before. And I'm also eager to see what J.J. Wendell's going to do when he finds out John Diamond has made his way back down to ringside again. There you see a clean break from Draven Lee. And I'll tell you, folks, that for you that don't know, John Diamond pulled this same stunt a few weeks ago and was fined $1,000 by J.J. Wendell. But I guess he's got money to burn, because here he is again. And here you see Draven Lee going after the armbar. Noah Richards making it to the ropes to secure the break. And I tell you, Noah Richards, he's been on somewhat of a roll here in Era Wrestling for the last few weeks. Got some big wins, and of course we saw last week he did win the match, but by disqualification versus Caleb Courageous. And he continues to keep getting his name put in the win column, but as you can see, Draven Lee working over the arm of Noah Richards. And there you see Justin Sperlin asking Noah if he wants to go to the showers here. And I seriously doubt Noah's going to give up. Noah's been around the wrestling business for a very, very long time. Knows every trick there is, and he's going to figure a way out of this move. I almost bet anything on it. And here you see Draven Lee making the tag. And here comes a former TV champ, David Michaels. And right back to the arm, and that's smart. A surprise to me that these guys are working as well as they are as a tag team when I know that they've never done it before. And there you see him telling John Diamond to keep his distance. John's certainly not above making his presence felt in a match. We know that for sure. And you see Noah trying to make the tag to Payne. Trying to figure a way out of this armbar that David Michaels has applied. And let me tell you something, folks. In the wrestling ring, it may not look like much of a move compared to some of the other things that you see these guys do here each week on Era Wrestling. An armbar is an extremely painful maneuver. There you see David kind of, I think he was teasing John Diamond just a little bit right there. Making the tag back into Draven Lee, right back to the arm again, and this is actually a bit uncharacteristic of Draven. Draven, usually a very unorthodox wrestler. Never really know what he's going to do. He comes out of left field. And here you see Noah Richards, several kicks to the midsection, and here he applies his own armbar. And if he's smart, he better make his way to that corner, and he does. And here comes trouble. Payne in the ring. And folks, you're not going to see a lot of wrestling moves here. You're going to see a lot of big shots, and a lot of things this guy's going to bring to the ring are designed to hurt you. And he goes right after the cover on Draven Lee. And the thing about these two guys, I think this is the very first time they've actually been in a match together. So this is an opportunity for Payne to fill out his next challenge. And here, Payne never stops talking in the ring. There you see him talking to Noah Richards. I tell you what, folks, these three guys, Noah, Payne, and John Diamond, I tell you, I don't really know what Era Wrestling's going to do with them, folks. There you see Noah Richards working over the midsection and gets him back out to the center of the ring. And what's he going to do here? A big power slam. And got the cover, but Payne is actually keeping Noah Richards from getting the count here. That kind of backfired. Noah Richards with a fist drop. And he looks to be very much in control here of the situation with Draven Lee. Draven, he's another guy on a bit of a roll. of course, beating the Death Stalker just a few months back to secure his opportunity to become the #1 contender for the television championship. And with David Michaels losing the title to Payne, it positioned Draven. Well, there you see a big leg drop, and folks, that had to hurt. Had to hurt. That's a lot of a. Now you go to the chokehold by Payne, like he really need to do that. But as what I was going to say earlier, that's a lot of force coming down on somebody with that leg drop, and Draven Lee is in a lot of trouble. And there you see David Michaels extending the arm, wanting to get in there so bad, but not really anything you can do, folks, in a tag match. You just kind of got to wait and keep your fingers crossed that your partner's going to make it over there to the corner and continuing to hit Draven Lee with these big shots to the midsection. And a clothesline, and Draven may be out on his feet. I'm not sure. Here you see Payne back him into the corner, and he applies a front facelock to hold him while Noah Richards comes in. And I think they did just beat the 5 count. And this is a bit odd. Noah Richards goes to the headlock. I would have thought that they would have continued to work on Draven's midsection, but then he makes a tag, and here comes David Michaels. And he's still looking at Payne. He better focus on Noah Richards, take care of business, and get a win here this week on Era TV. I tell you what, folks, it's obvious he does not like Payne, and there you seen Payne getting ready to make his appearance in there to break that count up, and Noah Richards just does get his shoulder up. And once again, for you guys at home, I apologize this week. Usually have a 2-man commentary team, but as you guys can see, John Diamond has made his way down the ringside with his friends, Payne and Noah Richards. Now you see Payne with a big shot to the stomach and a huge clubbing forearm. Actually hit him again, and now David Michaels seems to be out on his feet. I tell you what, when Payne gets tagged in, to me anyway, it looks like he's batting cleanup, folks. Noah Richards tags him in, no matter what the situation is. It just seems like Payne comes in and just beats people senseless. He doesn't waste any time. He doesn't waste any energy. Everything he does is a big shot. And here you see him tagging Noah Richards back in, and they're functioning very, very well as a tag team. And what are they doing right here? Well, now, wait a minute. Here you got John Diamond getting up on the apron with a cane, and what's he going to do? He's going to hit David Mike. No! He hit Noah Richards! He just hit Noah Richards with a cane. Is Noah out? Noah Richards just takes a shot with a cane. Payne's over here with Draven Lee. He seems to be... He didn't even see the count. He was busy with Draven Lee, and David Michaels and Draven Lee are the winners this week right here on Era TV. Man, what a huge win for David Michaels and Draven Lee. Folks, we are out of time. We're going to have to go. I'm Daniel Terry. We'll see you next week.